Hello and welcome to Goa. I am here on a very quick holiday with my best friend. So I thought that I would do a reading vlog where I would take you around the place, but also read a particular book that I am supposed to read. And there is a spider on my viewfinder thingy. That's scaring me a little bit. Okay, so I think we've dealt with the spider, but now I have a dog here, which I'm petting down here. I will hopefully maybe show you a video of that later. But what I was saying was that I'm going to be reading this book called, what's it called? It's called Stephen Johnson and Mission One by Yashesh Rathod. Now, full disclosure, this book is paid for, like it's a paid review, but honestly, it will be an honest review because, as you know, I don't really hold too much back, and I'm pretty freaking honest. But also, thanks to his contributions, I have landed myself here in Goa, so I will take you around. So thank you to Yashish Rathod is basically what you should say because even though, like, I mean, it's not a lot of money that I've been paid for to like review this, but it's still like a decent contribution, you know what I mean? So appreciate it. But essentially this one is like a sci-fi action thingy. I've read only like a few pages, and it's essentially like about this guy called Stephen Johnson who many years down the line we have discovered like space travel, which is kind of happening right now. Sorry about the noise. So essentially we've discovered space travel, and we have also discovered like alien races. So now he's part of like this federation that represents humanity, and he is gone for like this mission, but then something happens and like he just gets himself into like a lot of things. But it's basically set in a world where like Earth is we know that like there are other aliens out there and we are in touch with them, and yeah, that's basically what it is. But that's all I know for now, to be honest. And let me then read more and then come back to you with more information. But yeah, that's all right, I'm gonna go now. I am back at the hotel. I'm in my room because it was really hot outside and I needed some AC. Because, like, have I told you that my favorite person in the world is Willis Carrier, who is legit the inventor of the modern air conditioner? He's the best person on this planet, and fight me for a better person on this planet because, like, seriously, air conditioning life. But I will go out in a bit, so you will see me more in like scenic places and all of that sort of stuff, like carefully and safely and all of that. But anyway, I did not read too much while I was eating in the cafe. We just ended up having some great conversations instead. But I got 20 pages in, and in 20 pages a lot has happened. Like, there's been like sort of like a tried hijacking. There has been an actual kidnapping. There's a lot like that's happening in this book, and I'm just like, whoa. Also, I'm really liking the world that has been built. Like, it sounds really like interesting, and I don't really know like how far. Like, I'm still trying to decipher like how far in the world are we, like how far in, like in terms of like centuries in are we. But it still sounds pretty damn cool, and I'm just realizing that I'm not talking into the mic. The mic is here, and I'd kept it anyway. You know what I mean? I may have had some pina coladas. Anyway, yeah. Let me just continue reading, and then I will tell you my thoughts soon enough. Okay. I see red ant. This is just gonna be full of like those sort of situations. Anyway, I am on my last day of Goa, and we've actually like packed up, checked out, and just staying in the resort still. But yeah, now I wanted to wrap up my thoughts on the book, but also like this trip. So this trip was full of me sitting on the beach, doing pretty much nothing, drinking cocktails, and chatting with my friend. So I didn't unfortunately read as much as like I wanted to, but I did end up finishing two books. But there is one book that I am here to talk to you about, which is Steven Johnson and Mission One. And actually, honestly, because I said I was going to be honest, is that this book isn't that bad. I actually thought that it was quite enjoyable. It is a lot of action, a lot of like things like just happening one after the other, and in a 95-page book, like it just covered like a lot. So it really does give you that value for money almost in terms of action. So yeah, definitely appreciated that. It also had a lot of like Indian mythology, weirdly, or Indian references. So like there were these arrows, for example, which reminded me of like Mahabharat or Ramayan arrows, where like you would chant something and then like fire would come through it and it would cause more damage, sort of stuff. So I thought that that was really interesting, where you had like this Indian mythology thing in a sci-fi book, which I thought was really cool. And then there were also a lot of Indian references in terms of like the places or the names of things. So for example, a gun was called, like a name of a gun was called Banduk, and like, or a place was called Vapi, or like whatever. So I was like, huh, interesting, I see what you're doing there. So yeah, like I kept like highlighting those parts. So those were pretty cool. Other than that, the writing as well was like not bad, honestly. It was like 95 pages, went by really pretty fast. There was some mistakes, but like you're okay to like just see past that and just move on. It honestly wasn't like jarring or terribly written or anything like that. My only like negative, for me personally, is that I felt like the character was almost like too good. Like this person didn't seem to have any flaws at all, which like I don't like my characters to be like that. Like yeah, like I want them to have something, like some flaw. But this one was just like, oh, I'm good at everything, and like all of that sort of stuff, where like they're just like, oh, okay, you know what I mean. So yeah, so I would say that if you want to read this book, like people who I would recommend this to, I would recommend this to people who are like fan of action movies, of action like stuff. In terms of books, like if like for example Jack Reacher, or just like even TV shows, so like John Wick or like Jason Bourne and all of that sort of stuff, like this is the same sort of thing, except like more condensed and like many more missions in like one like small little novella of sorts. But yeah, like I really enjoyed it, and if you want to check it out, then you should check the link in my description to get this book, and support the author. And also thank you to author for giving me money to talk about this book, because it landed me in Goa, as I said. So like if you generally, randomly, you not author, but like you want to support me, there is a link in my description. I've spent a lot of money on this trip, so there is a link to this thing called buymecoffee.com or something like that, where you can give, like, support me. And yeah, there are other things that I can do for you, like giving you book recommendations and all of that in return. So it's not like you're just giving me like money. Anyway, that's all for me, like begging. And that's it for this vlog. I hope that this was fun. That you guys like took something from this, that you got like a bit of FOMO, or just generally lived vicariously through my life. But yeah, that's all. Thank you all so much for watching and tuning in and subscribe and hit the like button, blah blah blah. I will see you in my next video in back in Bombay. I'm gonna be back at home. Cool. Bye.